Good morning, everybody. This is the Dr. Simon's Metabolics and Weight Loss Ask Me Anything Facebook Live event, Monday, January 23rd of 2023. This is Dr. Simon's. This is Michelle Kennedy.
Good morning.
We're answering your weight loss questions. We're open in both locations today.
We have a gift card again.
I know you don't believe it, right? Yeah.
Shocker. Anyone who is attending live, please do two things to enter into winning our gift card at the end of this show, and that is to comment hashtag Simon's AMA and like this video. Also, feel free to comment if you have any just general comments or if you have any questions. Right? That's what we're here for. This isn't Ask Me Anything, so you can ask us anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So let's see. We've got a slate of good questions.
Yeah, some really great questions. Thank you for sending those in. Keep doing that. So even if you didn't attend live, you're watching this recorded, you know there's an AMA coming up, submit a question. We can answer it at the next AMA, and even if you can't catch that one live, that'll be recorded so you get to see your question answered. Now,
kind of speaking of that, 2 weeks from today, we're not going to do it in the morning. We're going to replace it with a show in the evening. It's live from our Durham office location in the body contouring center that we have there. My office is set up in there, and we're going to call that the State of Obesity. It's going to be Monday, February the 6th at 7 p.m. And anyway, we're going to have a live audience, and it'll replace the morning show. And we'd love to have some of you there. It's going to be live on Facebook, and we have some spots that you could actually attend in person. And we want you, if you don't do that, to attend live on Facebook.
Yeah, hopefully 7 p.m. will be a lot easier than some people. 10 a.m. I know is hard, and they watch these recorded. They say, man, I wish I could make it. Well, this one, hopefully you can. So Monday, February 6th, 7 p.m., we're going to be live on Facebook. For those of you who would like to attend in person because you're interested in learning more about the body contouring system, or you just want to be there and check that space out and see us and possibly even get a little highlight on the show, definitely let us know that you're attending on the Facebook event, and or reach out to us, and we can make sure that there's a spot there for you to be in the studio.
We'd love to have you there.
Live. Yes, it's really not. It's not that big of a deal. It's exciting, but it's pretty low key. We're easy to get along with. It's not going to be too stressful. Come in.
That's right.
Sit down.
Hey, and, the next night is the State of the Union, so we're going to preempt it with the State of Obesity one night before. And, I can tell you, I think Michelle and I can both say with an honest heart, we're non-conflicted.
No.
So the advice you get from us is going to be good advice. Companies hadn't bought us off. We don't have these loyalties within the government and so forth.
No ulterior motives.
Yeah, it's just
we just want you to.
Our goal is to serve
know the truth. Yeah.
You're our constituents, and you get the straight talk, and we're not going to mix it up with what everybody else wants us to say. We're just going to give it to you the way it is, right?
Straight up.
That's it. So I'm proud of that.
We're going to share some success stories as well.
Yeah, we've got some.
We've got a lot. There's already some all over. There are YouTube channels you can check out on our website, but we're going to have even more live on February 6th. So State of Obesity, and that's going to kick off a whole series called the State of Obesity. You're going to want to tune in for. So even if you miss us on February 6th, definitely keep watching your email. Stay tuned because we're going to have a lot of great content coming. Hey, Charlie. Always here. Charlie, if you want to attend, we would love to have you in the Durham office on February 6th, 7 p.m.
That would be great, Charlie. You would be a very inspirational story to share with people. And
absolutely.
So if you can do that, let us know. We'd love to have you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Anybody else here? Enter for that Target gift card, $25. All right, it's going to be comment hashtag Simon's AMA, just like Charlie did, and then like this video. And we're going to go ahead and put an event link if we haven't already in the comments section. So if you're interested, you can click on that. Shall we dive in?
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Allie from Morrisville.
Allie says, I really struggle to stay within my calorie deficit when I'm PMSing. What can I do to curb my hunger? That PMS time, that premenstrual time for women can definitely be a bit more challenging. Many women who cycle notice that week before the period starts, there's an increase in hunger, there's an increase in craving. So this is not atypical, Allie. We see this all the time. The main things that I usually advise women on in this case is make absolutely sure that week and that week before that week, so like that 2 weeks previously, you are doing a really good job of getting your protein, eating some healthy fat, staying hydrated, because those are the things that are going to counter that natural hormonal hunger, right, and cravings. Those cravings will be far worse if you are eating already processed food and a lot of sweets and kind of junk food. The more you have, the more you want. The less you have, the less you want. And when it's not even there, even if you want it, it's a little harder to get it. So I would definitely make sure your environment is kind of clear of those things that you know during that week you are going to reach for if it is sitting right there. So set yourself up for success instead of regret, I would definitely say.
Yeah, I think that I saw this question, it ties in with this idea of the calories with the next question we're going to answer. But this is why I'm not a huge fan of the calorie thing. I'm a bigger fan of the content of what we eat, right?
Quality.
Yes, because it's not just, it's just not calories. It's how your body reacts to the food that you eat. You made reference to the cravings. A lot of times those cravings are from, for things like chocolate and whatnot. And you can have those things and stay within the calorie deficit. I'd much rather have someone eating red meat. It's got fat in there and vegetables and iron, and
which a lot of women need when they're bleeding every month.
Way more calories, but it's much better quality and actually satisfies you when you eat it. So, I think that the whole calorie thing is a little bit overblown, and it's just a form of controlled starvation. And I, as a doctor, don't like to ask, hey, I want you on some controlled starvation the rest of your life. This is a very negative type of thing.
Yeah. And not really sustainable.
Yeah, that's correct. I'd much rather say, look, why don't we stick to eating real healthy food, and you'll know when to stop, and you won't have to worry about all this, right? So anyway, that's kind of the way that I feel about that. And that ties into the next question from Trish from Holly Springs. It says, when I go out to eat, I'm not sure how to track my calories, especially from local restaurants. Do you have any advice? Yeah, I've got some advice. Don't track them. Okay, don't track them. I don't believe them anyway.
Yeah, that will be very hard. So those individuals who really do believe tracking calories is the way they're going to be successful, and you are out there. I totally get it. When you go to a restaurant, you throw your low calorie book out the window because you're never going to know how to track those calories. Yeah,
that's right. And even if they say, well, this is what's in there, that does not mean that's what's in there and what they're serving.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, they probably did that under some lab scenario for the government. But is that day in, day out, particularly on these local places, right?
Well, a lot of the good places, they are not going to post that, right? It's like Bojangles and McDonald's that post their calories. Those are not the places we want to be eating anyway. So I think Trish, probably the better advice that we can give you is
what I want to hear, right?
When you go to a restaurant, go with a plan.
Bam.
Portion control.
Yep.
Those are the keys, right? If you can split an entree with the person you're going with, if you can have them box half of it before it even gets to you, if you can just have an appetizer, right? Don't have the drink and the app and the entree and the dessert, because guaranteed your calories are over 1,000 for the meal if you do something.
You don't have to eat and drink it all, do you? Yeah, and so that's a great. Have a strategy. Stick to the strategy. It's way easier than counting, and then you don't have to worry about whether they're telling you the truth or not. You'll find you lose weight just fine doing this. And if you pick, I look at the menu ahead of time and say, this is the thing I'm going to get. That this is kind of the combination of fats, proteins, and vegetables I have. I'm going with that one. And then I make up my mind on that before I ever get in there. Now, I'm the kind of guy who will order the 6-ounce steak if they got it. But if all they have, for example, is 12 or 16 ounce, I do exactly what you say. I mean, I like steak, but I don't need to eat a whole pound of it at a time.
Really? A whole pound of steak?
I'm full with 6 or 8 ounces, and I'm done, right? I don't.
And then you have leftovers.
Yeah, correct.
You have like 2 more meals.
Exactly.
It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
it's great.
It's a combination of the portion control and just picking the content, looking up the stuff online before you go there, and making a decision about what you're going to
And then forgiving yourself if you can't track it. Right? If you do want to go back to calories at your next meal, that's fine, Trish. But don't be beating yourself up the whole time. Oh, that had to be so many calories. If you made a choice to go out and enjoy yourself socially, that's fine, right? Go in with a plan, portion control, and then move on from there. So we've got a lot of people who got in the gift card, Susie and Velita and Adrian, excellent. And we have a comment from Martha and Charles as well. Need to start back, have allowed stress to take over, my eating and blood pressure now up. How do I get back on track? And give us a call, Martha. Give us a call. You don't have to do this by yourself. We have so many patients that hit bumps, right? We hit bumps. That's life. It's not going to be, perfect where every day is easy, especially with the holidays. We definitely have had a lot of people call us and say, I messed up. Or they come to the appointment and say, I was going to cancel. I didn't want to come in. And when they walk out of here, they're so glad they came.
That's right.
Always so glad they came. So Martha, 1, forgive yourself. It's okay. Give yourself some grace. And then 2, call us. Get in for an appointment. We have availabilities in both offices. Okay. We are here to help. Do not worry.
Yeah, that's right. That's perfect advice. Yeah, that's perfect advice. Okay. Well,
move on to Joe.
Joe
from Raleigh. I've used food to help me work through my feelings. What are things I can use to replace that habit? How do you recommend I go about it? That is an excellent question.
Well, Joe, you're 3/4 of the way there. You've at least identified that this is what you're doing.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I mean, if you can recognize it, then you can correct it, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And part of it too is realizing there is an absolute reason why food makes us feel a certain way, right? In our brains, there is a reward center that lights up magically when we eat foods that are really high in calories, high in sugar, high in carbohydrate, especially if they're processed. That makes them what we call hyper palatable and hyper addictive, where it's next level because it doesn't exist in nature. So when our brain, gets that, it's like, whoa, it's like a drug. It's because it is kind of a drug, right? It just kills you very, very slowly.
Do you think the food manufacturers want to come out with products that don't taste great like this? No, they want hyper palatable foods that you're going to keep eating.
They mock us.
Exactly.
Like the Pringles, once you pop, you just can't stop.
Exactly.
You just can't have one.
I know.
They literally mock us because they engineer their food in the lab
really good
to make the food addictive.
And it is.
And part of that addiction is we get that release of those chemicals that is a little bit numbing. It's a little bit comforting. So you are not alone, right? All humans have that ability to feel that emotional relief when we eat certain things. What we need to do, Joe, is not just recognize that, but then take the step of say, well, I know I'm having these emotions. How else can I deal with them that doesn't involve food? Right? Can I use another outlet, an exercise, laughter, physical touch, other things that bring joy and bring those same happy, rewarding chemicals? That's what we need. We can't white knuckle through it and say, well, if I can't have food, I'll just stop having those feelings. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
We need to do something else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, you find things that it's a little different with everybody, but this is what people go pay a behavioral therapist for, to search through maybe I'll try this. And it may take you trying a few different things to kind of replace that. But anyway, you can do it.
Martha, that's the first step. Thank you so much. We will definitely get you on for a call. Okay. So we can reach out to you and get you scheduled. Yeah,
Joe, I mean, I think about the times when I've been, I like going to a golf course and playing golf. I don't do it enough anymore. But when I'm out there and I'm having a good round of golf, the last thing on my mind is food. Because that part of my brain's like, oh, I'm just into the next shot, and so there's the equivalent thing in your life, and you just have to uncover what that is, and you've identified the habit that food is doing it for you. But you need something else other than food. And other than drink. And you don't. By the way, you don't. You have to be careful. You don't want to replace it with gambling, for example, because now you get a whole new problem. And then there can be a lot more involved, right? The environmental triggers. There's got to be a way not only that you find something new, right? You remove the barriers to doing healthy habits that make you feel better, but you're going to actually have to put up some barriers in front of those habits that are your default, right? So you can't have the food in the house that you're going to binge on when you're feeling emotional or when you're feeling sad, right? Things like that, right? You're going to maybe have to have habits with people in your life so they don't push on you, or they don't buy you cookies when they know you're sad because they know that it'll make you feel better, right? You got to get those boundaries set up.
welcome to the show for anyone who's recently joined.
If you've just joining, this is the Dr. Simon's. But if you've been living under a rock or in a cave, and now you're here for the first time, join the rest of the world who's here on the show.
Welcome.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, the Dr. Simon's Metabolics and Weight Loss. Ask Me Anything Facebook Live event. Yeah. This is Monday, January the 23rd of 2023.
Answering your questions, giving away a gift card.
We're not talking about auto mechanics today. We can't help you fix your car. It's nothing like that. We're talking about weight loss.
Yeah. And we're giving away a gift card, $25 to Target. Go ahead and comment hashtag Simon's AMA. Thank you, Candace. I see you're in. And like this video. So we also got Tanita as well. That's awesome. And reminder, in 2 weeks, instead of doing this at 10 a.m. on February 6th, we're going to be doing a 7 p.m. State of Obesity live show in our Body Contouring Center in Durham.
That's right.
We want some live audience members. So please check out the link in the comments section. And if you can't attend, we'd love for you to at least be there virtually with us, because it will be live, just like this. Right.
It's the State of Obesity. We have to do it at the Body Contouring Center. I already called the House Sergeant at Arms in Washington, and he wouldn't let us use the House chamber like a normal State of Obesity speech or
We're
State
setting
of
it
the
up for
Union
the
speech.
next day.
Yes,
that is
that's
actually
correct.
The State of the Union.
Yeah, the Sergeant at Arms, that is typically the one that says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States." He yells it from the back of the room. I tried to get him to say, "Ladies and gentlemen, the President of Dr. Simon's Weight Loss." And he said, "No dice."
So there was as much attention, really, on health and weight as there is everything else in government. But hey, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right, let's move on to Erin from Durham.
Yeah.
Erin says, since I began losing weight, I noticed my face looks like it's sagging. I love losing weight and buying smaller clothes, but I don't know what to do about my face. Okay,
well, you need to come to our Body Contouring Center.
Got a great option.
My wife, Anna, is a registered nurse. She's an ICU nurse by training and by profession, who kind of started doing this stuff to help me out. And we'd love to do a free consultation on you to see just how saggy you're talking about, and just to get the overall contour of your face and see if there's a non-surgical option that would fit for you. We probably have it. And anyway, there's not a magic dietary measure I can recommend that's going to, with your belly, for example, because that's so controlled to insulin. I'll tell people, you can really cut back on the insulin and do some abdominal exercises. Wow, this makes a difference, right? Okay, but
a little harder with the face.
Yes, correct.
I'm sure there are things like they advertise exercises, but it is very hard between aging and gravity, and then between weight loss. It is very, very hard.
Yeah.
And some, if it's up here, right, there's fillers, but if it's down here,
that's right.
That's where something like the
if you want to get defining that jawline a little bit, tightening that up, we definitely have two different machines that do that, and the modality is really cool and it's very effective. So anyway, that's as easy as just calling our office. They'll give you my wife's cell number, and you can set up a free consult, and we will not hard sell you. And if we can't do anything, we'll tell you. Or if you do need surgery and the machines won't help, we'll tell you that too. We don't. We'll give it to you straight, right?
Yeah. So like a long comment from Susie. I got a little off track with holidays because I associate food with holidays, which I need to work on. We all do, right? You're not alone, Susie, because smell is such a memory trigger. That's so true. So making memories with activities, holidays, instead of being food focused and reward. That is such an excellent comment, Susie. Thank you so much. I think you hit the nail on the head. A lot of us grow up with certain traditions, and food is pretty much involved in most every tradition, regardless of your family or your culture. But that does not mean you can't form new traditions.
Right.
Right? You can start puzzling or doing games or doing something active if the weather allows you to. Flag football as a family, something like that. So I love that, Susie. Absolutely love that. Thank you for that comment.
Right. Okay, Tanita wants to know about body contouring. And
I don't know if we're asking, is it okay? I mean, I think body contouring is a great idea too. Yes. Like Dr. Simon said, you just have to contact us and we can get you in touch with Anna. And she is so great. She can answer all of your questions, give you information about, what the pricing would look like, what the package would look like. Yeah.
So it's non-surgical.
Non-surgical.
It's non-surgical. It's very effective if you're losing weight or have lost weight.
Yeah.
It is not effective if you're gaining weight.
Right.
Yes, or if you're not losing weight.
Right. And the term body contour, maybe she's just asking for what exactly what is that? Yeah. It's really the non-surgical options out there that can help tighten and tone without cutting you. Yeah. Right. So there are other things such as cool sculpting, which a lot of people recognize that is older technology that is painful, and some people do get great success with it, but the in mode and things like the Morpheus are definitely huge upgrades. So it's worth looking at all of your options, but definitely checking out what we have to offer here for you.
That's right. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, and our website has a ton of information too. So if you're not ready to reach out to us, you can do some research on your own.
Yeah, sure. All right, Tasha from Durham says, my periods have been weird since I started losing weight. Should I be worried, or is that normal?
That can be absolutely normal, Tasha. Definitely reach out to us, talk to us, so we can help figure out your specific situation, what's going on. But I will tell you, we have so many women who the weight loss triggers a change, right? Sometimes it's a change for the better. A lot of women with PCOS or irregular periods, weight loss will actually regulate their periods and improve their hormonal health. But in other cases, sometimes there is just kind of a little blip where the body's trying to figure out what's going on, and our cycles can change a little bit, and that's usually short-lived. And then after a couple cycles, it kind of figures its way back out. Yeah,
so the body is trying to figure out what's going on with all the extra fat. Okay, and then all of a sudden it's factored that in. It's a metabolically active organ, and now you start losing some of it, and it can really mess other things up in the short term, like you say. So you get these unregulated menstrual cycles that then regulate themselves and become very regular once you've lost some fat. And so that's the way to think about it.
Yeah, remember, fat is adipose tissue is like the clinical term, but body fat, it's an organ system, and it releases its own hormones. And there's really no system in our body that doesn't connect and relate to another system. So when you have hormonal changes due to weight loss, that could definitely impact the hormones that regulate our cycles and our fertility.
So this is a good question from Valerie, and she's saying, can you take medications to help you lose weight while you're taking medications that cause you to gain weight?
Absolutely.
Yes, you can, and you can lose weight, and you may not lose it as fast. So what Valerie's talking about, for those of you who don't know, there are medications that you take for common medical conditions, that can cause you to gain weight. For example, if you break out in poison ivy and the doctor gives you a course of prednisone for that poison ivy, that will cause you to gain weight.
Yes.
And if you're taking a medication like phentermine, for example, that we would use, or phentermine and topiramate or something like that, it really blunt that weight gain. Maybe cause you not to gain any at all, or you might even lose some. I think the mistake is to take the prednisone without any plan on that, and then you end up almost always gaining weight. And we do something we've been calling the metabolic assessment. When you come in, Michelle and I look to see what medications you're on, and we identify the kinds of medications that cause you to gain weight, let you know what those are, let you know what the potential alternatives are. In some cases, it's just identifying those and say, here's the reason why your efforts haven't gone real well. It's because you're on medication that causes you to gain weight, and you've been trying to diet, and you're not getting any results, and here's why. And then we can kind of develop a plan around that.
I know that can be so frustrating. We have a lot of patients, Valerie, who just identifying it is a huge relief. That doesn't mean we have to change it. Sometimes it really is the best medication for you to be on, whether it's a psychiatric medication or a blood pressure medication or something like that. But sometimes we will actually recommend changes as part of our metabolic assessment. And I have seen people come off of medication, and it is like the key that unlocked their ability to finally lose weight they've been trying to lose for decades. So just know that definitely there are options. Talk to us. We can help.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we're on to our last one.
Yep.
Paul from Apex. Can I build muscle and lose weight at the same time? How difficult is it? And how do I go about doing it?
Well, I guess this is, I'll preface this, Paul, that when you've been affected by the disease that Michelle and I call obesity, or excess body fat, your physiology changes. So I think there's kind of two types of people to think of here. Someone who's never been affected by the too much body fat. That's a different physiology. And that person probably can build some muscle and lose weight easier, in my opinion, than someone who is affected by this, problem of too much body fat, because your physiology changes there. And the response, for example, to weightlifting, we know is it really doesn't help you lose weight very effectively. It really is very effective at helping you prevent the regain once you've lost the weight, right? So I think, what I would say is that I'm in the fitness, and you have to watch your diet. The diet's the key thing at helping you lose weight. And a lot of my patients will take on moderate intensity cardiovascular stuff while they're losing weight and find it very effectively. And as they get near the end of their weight loss, goal, they start adding in the resistance training at that point, right? And so I think maybe what a dumb mistake would just be, and I've seen this happens to a lot of people now. They go on a diet that's pretty much carbohydrate in its character at very low calories, and they do lose lean mass, right? And so this is one of the reasons we kind of talk about the ideas of proteins, fats, and vegetables, and eliminating those carbohydrates, because those people, when they lose weight, lose primarily body fat.
Yes.
Okay, and their lean mass will stay, for the most part, stable. Maybe a small reduction, but not, less than, 10% of the weight loss will be from that. So, and then as you've lost some weight, then adding in the resistance training helps you build some lean mass. And that's helpful for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I agree completely.
And if you really want to do resistance training and try to build lean mass while you're losing weight, go for it. Just be very, very careful about your diet.
Don't carb load. Right? Don't increase your consumption of overall calories, thinking you really need it. The protein you do need, right? You need protein to build lean body mass, to build muscle mass. But we do have to be careful, because most individuals who do struggle with excess body fat and obesity, they get far hungrier after a strength training session than someone who doesn't, right? There's a lot of studies that can confirm that part of that physiologic change once you have had obesity is sort of a protective effect, that if you expend more energy and you take in less energy at the same time, it can really cause this protective, like, reduction in metabolic rate, increase in hunger, right? Reduced ability to feel full. So some people, they really say, like, I don't get it. I work out more and I am so hungry and I can't lose weight. And then Jill over there, my friend, she runs like 50 miles a day and she's a toothpick and says she's never hungry. Different physiology, just very different physiology, right? Jill has never struggled with her weight.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So just keep that in mind, Paul.
Okay, the winner
today's winner of our gift card is Velita. Thank you. Right. We are going to be switching over to delivering our gift cards via email, Velita. Okay, so just DM us your email address. Don't leave it in the comments. Just DM us, or we will reach out to you via direct message through Facebook, so I can get your email and send that to you. Thank you so much, everybody who entered. Thank you for being here and watching. Remember, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. The State of Obesity speech, 7 p.m. Monday, the 6th of February at 7 p.m. And we'd love for you to attend that.
Yes, absolutely. There'll be a link in the comments.
The link is in the comments.
Yep.
Yes.
And watch our emails. Thanks, everyone. Have
a
great
week.
Take care,
everybody.